We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing. We're gabbing.
Welcome to GABbin
Gabbing
with Greicy
and Heather.
So this week I am drinking hot chocolate, but it is salted caramel hot chocolate that my dad gave me.
Very nice. And I am having Rosé Olivares, but I started it at dinner and I've been babysitting.
You only
so
have
I'm just
a little
gonna
left.
leave it right there. And because my body is going through changes or whatever it's going through, I feel like I don't need to be drinking anymore.
This week we are discussing Supernatural season 6, and we'll see how many episodes we get through. We're going to start with episode 1, which is, and I should say, Supernatural used to be on Netflix. It's no longer. Now it's on Prime and Peacock for now.
Do you have a preference
of how I watch it?
Yeah, which streaming station?
Well, I canceled Prime, so I watched.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. I said, let me see which one I like. I didn't really care for Prime, so I started watching it on Peacock, and I've stuck to Peacock.
You know what you didn't like about Prime? Is it like the commercials or?
I prefer Peacock, and I think the reason I prefer it is because of the setup, how it's set up. It was throwing me off because I was so accustomed to Netflix, and I think Peacock does a better job of it than Prime. So, yeah, I can't remember specifically, but
the one thing I will say about Prime is I like that if you want to know who like an actor is or a character's name is, if you pause it, it will bring up who is on the screen.
It's because Prime owns, or Amazon, or who Jeff Bezos owns IMDb.
Oh, I'm not going to start. But that's interesting that I didn't realize that Bezos owned IMDb. Fuck that guy. All right. So season 6. So I'm just going to make a blatant statement. I've watched the first 5 episodes. So before we get into episode 1, I don't know how you feel, but I feel like, because we tend to watch them in 5 episode increments when we're preparing, I have found this to be the most boring 5 episodes set. I don't know if boring is the right word. Just like unmemorable.
Would you like to, with that knowledge, not go episode by episode and just talk about the 5 episodes together? Because
you want to go rogue?
I think when do we not? Because there's a lot to be said with that one statement. It's 5 episodes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we can do it this way. We're going rogue. We do go rogue, but like this is the one show that we do faithfully go episode to episode. So we're being unhinged this week.
We're being unhinged, and we will explain shortly besides that statement.
So episode 1 is called Exile on Main Street, and that is in Indiana and South Dakota. Episode 2 is 2.5 Men, which is in Michigan, Battle Creek and Lansing, Michigan. Episode 3 is The Third Man. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, that made my brain stop for a moment because The Third Man was an episode title for The Residents that we talked about. Go check out that.
Okay.
So yeah, episode 3 is The Third Man, and that is in Easter, Pennsylvania. Episode 4 is Weekend at Bobby's, and that is in Kenosha, Wisconsin, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and then Andover, Massachusetts, and Caithness, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, Scotland. And then episode 5 is Live Free or Twi Hard. It's a play off of Twilight. And that is in Limestone, Indiana and Battle Creek, Michigan. And who was in these episodes that like we would recognize that isn't a regular? We do have some people coming back.
Well, we do have some people who are returning, whatever. But not to be me. But, well, I will state that Grandpa is back. Grandpa Campbell. I was going to say Winchester. Samuel Campbell, and the actor is Mitch Pileggi. And we have a surprise special guest. I say surprise because he's like a cult classic actor, Corin Nemec, as Christian Campbell. So he is a cousin of, you don't know Corin Nemec?
Let me look it up. I just made a face at Greicy because I'm like, who the hell is that? I probably know them, but like I don't know.
You know, there are two. Okay, can I just say at least one name? I mean, the title of one movie, like broadcast movie. I know my first name is Steven. That was from 1989.
Oh,
I don't know if it was an after school special or something, but it was
that was
like
when he was kidnapped as a baby, right? Or a kid.
You Got a Girlfriend. And then the other one was like Fox 5 in the evening. I say Fox 5. Fox.
He was on
broadcast
Parker
on-
Lewis, Can't Lose.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you ever see that?
And I think I did see some. Goodbye America. Okay, he does look very familiar with his face.
Click on Parker Lewis, Can't Lose.
He was in Tales from the Crypt, Smallville. God, I feel so old. Oh my gosh, the hairstylist in Parker Lewis Can't Lose. And he was the main person. He was Parker Lewis.
That's right. Third Man, we have the return of Demore Barnes as Raphael. The introduction. No, not the. Is it the introduction? Sebastian Roche as Balthazar.
All right.
Because I've seen him so much that I can't remember if that was the first episode he popped up in.
I think it was.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Episode 4, Weekend at Bobby's. The return of Stephen Williams as Rufus Turner and Kim Rhodes as Sheriff Jody Mills, as well as our homeboy Mark Shepard as Crowley. And last but not least, let's see. Did not recognize anybody in Live Free or Twihard. So let's do this.
Yeah,
let's go.
I don't know if the first vampire guy was in stuff or if he just had one of those. He looked kind of familiar, but he also kind of looked like every.
What was his name? Robert? He didn't look familiar to me. I think the episode itself was familiar. Oh, wait a second. He's been in Departure.
Oh, so maybe I did recognize.
Oh, I know. Rain. Maybe that's where I saw him. Rain. He was in 17 episodes of Rain.
Okay.
Cedar Cove. So I guess he does look familiar all over the place. He hasn't been in that many things, but
enough that we would recognize his face.
I thought it was just that specific episode.
Because it's so freaking dramatic. It's like being in the mind of a 12-year-old girl. I was actually cracking up during that episode, especially at the beginning.
It's just so... It was so dramatic. It was so Twilight.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew you were a vampire.
Well, they were smart. They used pop culture to get girls or get people, because I think it was not just girls.
Yeah,
so
very true. Even the one guy, like at one point, Dean grabs this guy and he's like, "Are you wearing glitter?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I do it to get with girls." And Dean's like, "Does that work?" And the guy's like, "Yeah."
Do you think Dean tried that behind the scenes?
He did at some point. Yeah. But what did you like? Do you disagree with me as far as like this block of 5?
How can I explain this to you? You know, I was catching up. I had it on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And even now, right? Episode 5 took a very long time to finish. Why? Everything just seemed long.
Yes. And you know what? So part of the issue for me too is, so just so listeners have like the context, we were supposed to be discussing this with another person. And because of different like scheduling and illnesses and things like that, like we've been trying to talk about these 5 episodes for like months now. And so because of that, I've watched these 5 episodes 3 different times. And each time I completely forgot every episode. And like, it felt like I would be watching it and being like, did I watch this episode?
Strangely
my brain
enough,
was like pushing them out. But then every time it felt like every episode was so long.
I feel like I've remembered the episode, but I was just like, like it's not worth me actually trying to pay attention to try to remember the episode. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You didn't feel invested.
No, I didn't. And I remember the exact same feeling when I saw Grandpa Campbell come into the picture. Is he someone that can be trusted?
Yes. I was like not excited to see him. And I was like, what's he up to? And like with all the Campbells, like I was suspicious like Dean was. Like Dean was like sus about them all, like especially in the 2.5 Men episode.
Didn't
where,
trust him.
He didn't trust him with the baby at all. And like I didn't either.
It's an annoying feeling for me.
It's also
like,
I also find
bothers me.
Yeah. I find it annoying too that like we've gone now 5 episodes in and we don't know why Sam is acting weird. I feel like they should have like figured that out earlier. Like even what is the episode? It's the one with episode 3, the third man. I feel like when Cass was introduced back in this season, it should have been addressed then. Like they're talking a lot about
especially when Cass was digging into the kid's soul.
Yeah, or
and Sammy was okay with it.
Yeah. And like and he's like
not him.
He's doing that like to figure out who owns the soul. So they're talking about the soul. And then they're talking about like the episode where Bobby, his soul is at risk, and like Crawley ends up giving him his soul back and stuff like that. Like there's so much mention of the soul, and we're talking like assuming that people have seen farther along than we are. So my apologies if we're spoiling anything, but we're not saying exactly what's going on. There's just something going on with the soul. But like there were so many opportunities in the first 5 episodes to discuss what exactly is going on with. Like we get that Dean is suspicious. Okay, so why aren't you doing something about it?
I, of course, don't remember what's going on with Sam. So for me,
Oh, you don't?
I don't remember.
I'm assuming that we're going to find out soon. We better find out soon.
I can't remember. No.
You don't know why he's acting weird?
I can't remember why he's acting weird. I feel like I should know this, but obviously I don't.
You hear the queen?
I hear the queen.
She was like, how can you not know? Yeah, so I was like, I found that very frustrating that there was just so much talk about the soul. And there was like, you could tell like Dean knew something was not right with Sam. And he like, and asked him about it.
He has come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He's been around for a whole year.
I'm really surprised that like Dean is just taking everything for face value, because he's like, Sam says like, oh, I tried to figure it out for like weeks, but I had no leads. I'm surprised that Dean didn't like go on his own to try to figure it out, because you not only had Sam coming back from hell, but you had Samuel coming back from heaven, and neither knowing why. And,
didn't he try to though, like talk to Bobby, figure it out? But Bobby was like, well, I already did my research or whatever, and nothing.
No, I think what you're referring to is actually my favorite part of the season, or so far. He went to talk to Bobby about how Sam's acting weird and he doesn't know what to do. And he called Bobby selfish because Bobby took a call from Rufus. And Bobby lost his shit and like freaked out on them. And I was like, thank fucking God, this needed to happen a long time ago.
Yeah. That was actually a good episode.
Yeah.
The Bobby episode. I think it was a good episode.
Yeah, like that was another like thing like pointing to the soul, because he went off about them because they're just so unconcerned about the fact that he had sold his soul to Crawley and is on a time crunch to get it back. But I will say our boy Dean did white knuckle it and flew across the pond.
He sure did.
Because we very rarely see them flying anywhere.
That's right.
It was so funny. Well, first of all, he had a lighter in Scotland, which I was like, this is post 9/11. Did TSA really let you take that lighter? I thought it was
maybe
really
he bought
funny.
it while he was there.
Yeah, we'll assume that. Because it was a nice one. It wasn't like a cheap throwaway lighter. But yeah, maybe he bought it when he wanted to make sure the job got done right. But the other thing that I found funny was like when Sam was talking about how he had to white knuckle it, and Dean was like, he said something like, I was prepared if anybody started anything. I had a fork. I was like cracking up.
Such a mess. And that's why we love him so much.
Yeah, he's a hot mess and we do love him.
But I agree with you. It wasn't all that, with everything that's happening, it hasn't been interesting, that informative, even though it's been informative. Does that make sense? Like, we know Bobby's stuff seemed informative, and what Dean is going through with Lisa and with the kid, I forgot his name already. Ben. So Ben, thank you. That seems to be going about the right way.
I'm curious to see how that's going to go, because they basically left it as, we're here whenever you have time, just come back in one piece. But then I'm like, does he ever go back? Like, I don't remember if he ever goes back.
like that was she said that episode 2 and then in episode 3
yeah,
and 4. I feel
he goes
like
back as the vampire.
yeah, and then that's it. I don't know. I don't remember how it ends
I guess we'll wait and
between
see.
them. Spoiler, sorry guys. We know that nothing happens to them.
Okay, because in episode 5, he calls Lisa and she doesn't. So is that going to be the end of their relationship, or do we see them? We'll find out.
That should be it, really.
I also don't remember anything about the vampire storyline as far as like we find out that they have like a father that's controlling them and communicating with them, and that he's trying to build an army, but like, and that they're not scared of hunters. And like, I don't have any recollection of that, so I don't know if that storyline is going to continue. And like, maybe these 5 episodes are just prepping us. I don't remember. Our memory is so bad.
I don't remember either.
Although this was like over 10 years ago at this point.
It was. I don't think. Obviously, the vampire storyline, they do keep bringing it back. And I don't know if it's because it's interesting or maybe they felt they needed to because they had the Vampire Diaries.
When's the Vampire Diaries come out?
That is a good question.
Well, it was like, so like they had Twilight, and that's why this was Twihard. They had 2.5 Men, which is why they had the 2.5 Men episode. So they are like trying to jump in on pop culture. And they also referenced 3 Men and a Baby in that 2.5 Men episode because Dean calls Sam Gutenberg or vice versa.
Yes.
We got to see Dean be a dad.
And it was sweet because he knew stuff because of Ben.
Yeah.
Ben and then a huge age gap.
Lisa's
yes, the
nephew or niece or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Vampire Diaries premiered in 2009. This is 2010. So
okay. Yeah, so there was that whole vampire craze at the time.
Yeah.
Kristen, that was the girl that was like super dramatic and wanted to with the vampires. That was also introducing, I'm assuming, maybe social media culture into that episode, because wasn't she, after she became a vampire, wasn't she on the computer doing some kind of social media stuff for them?
She was doing something. Was it social? Maybe not social media to the extent that it is today, but
oh well, yeah, no. But that was like the beginning of like Facebook and MySpace and Friendster.
Maybe it was one of those, yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably why they like focused on getting like a teenager, because they would be more savvy on that stuff. Because the main guy with the long curly hair, he was over 600, so he wouldn't necessarily know that stuff.
Well, got other people to do it. Why should he?
Yeah, he liked to delegate.
That's
except turning Dean. He turned Dean on his own.
Dean as a vampire was like,
oh, that was another thing. In that episode,
my neck.
We saw Samuel even get suspicious of Sam in that episode, because Samuel was like, we talked about how there's a vampire cure months ago, and Sam was like, did we? Because Sam was so like thirsty to find out like what Dean was experiencing. Like it was almost like he let him be turned so that he could see what the process was like and everything.
He totally did. He was
experimenting on him. Mm-hmm. Which that's a huge red flag, because Sam would never do something.
Nope.
Crazy.
But like, I keep wanting to call him Papa Winchester. Grandpa Campbell. Someone still to be trusted, even making those type of comments.
Yeah.
You know? Because they could all be an act. He could be saying that just to say it, you know?
Yeah, well, didn't he do something suspicious in the 2.5 Men? Like, wasn't he like
he was talking to somebody,
and he like kind of like set it up so that the baby would be there, so that the alpha would
as bait.
Yeah.
He used the baby as bait.
Yeah, that was what I
mean, it's something that Dean would do, to be honest. Hasn't Dean tried to use kids in the past as bait? So that didn't seem
baby, I don't think. But yeah, like there was that one episode definitely he did with the 2 brothers, and he used the older brother as bait, but he like explained to him like, this is what I want you to do. Are you okay with it? From what I remember.
What I found suspicious that he was, I found it suspicious because Grandpa was talking to someone on the phone, making it seem like as if like, oh yeah, I'm
Yes.
trying to. So that is like
That's what it
the tricky
was.
thing.
Yeah. That's when I
For me.
think I realized like, oh, he's using the baby as bait. And like, who the fuck are you talking to on the phone?
Yeah,
That's right. I
yeah.
forgot about the phone call.
I guess rewatching has its benefits. I remember something.
There you go. Was episode 3 the only time we see Cass so far?
I think so. I don't think we see him again.
I guess he's busy in heaven.
Doing God knows what. He ain't doing shit. I'm so bad. Oh gosh. It wasn't eventful.
Yeah.
And so this is the start of like, I'm gonna tell you right now, we need to get through the season real quick. We started now, we can't stop.
Yeah.
Can't stop. Because it's gonna be a not good season. We gotta make it to season 7. I think I remember how it may have ended. I don't know if it's
this season? I have no clue. I don't remember.
Wait, I think I'm confusing it with last season. I remember a cage.
Oh, like, do they go back to hell?
Yes.
Guess we'll find out. So maybe this season will end really cool.
I should hope so, because it got renewed, right? So maybe
But
it gets
yeah,
better.
Like, I think it's just like it's a very slow start, and it could just be that they're trying to set things up. But like fucking 5 hours? Like you need more than 5 hours to even say what like the plot line is.
You're in season 6. You don't need a slow burn.
Yeah.
You can crash and burn, go fast, and then like bring it
At
down.
this point, you could say most of these are even just filler episodes.
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Like, okay, episode 1 introduces Sam and Samuel back. Episode 2, filler. Episode 3, filler, as far as we know. Episode 4, like, progresses. I wouldn't call that a filler. Episode 5, another fucking filler, as far as we can tell. 2 of the episodes in the first 5 are actually, like, episodes that tell us something, possibly, that's going to...
Yeah, I don't know if the other previous seasons were like that. It just seems out of norm. And could we chalk it to the fact that they had assumed they weren't going to get renewed? And so they were still struggling at first what to talk about. So they were like, let's do the filler episodes.
And that might be the difference because like there could have been filler episodes like that at the beginning of other seasons, but like it was an established kind of like 5 storyline. So like you could get away with it, where this storyline has been wrapped up and we're starting a new storyline, but we don't know what the fuck the new storyline is right now. Mm-hmm. That's why I thought like the big thing with Sam would be addressed immediately. So like it's established, okay, this is what's going on with Sam. We're going to like figure this out this season. But right now we just know he's acting squirrely and nobody's really talking about it, because even when Dean tries to talk about it, nobody will talk about it with him. Because he tried to talk about it with Sam as well in, I think, episode 3, and Sam brushes him off.
It's all very out of character for each of them.
Because like Dean has been to hell. Dean knows how that can mess you up. But like he's like, something sus, even with me knowing that you went to hell and me knowing what that experience is.
Yeah.
Nobody's listening to our boy.
No, and I guess that's the whole point, right? I feel like that's the point. Make Dean feel like as if he's going crazy. Everything's perfectly fine, but he doesn't think it, and so
to the point that Bobby has to freak out on him.
Bobby.
But even that freak out, like, did you notice Sam was like, well, all you have to do, Bobby, is ask. No, like, real emotion. Like, no apology. Just all you had to do is ask.
Yeah. Well, he's not our boy.
Well, all you had to do is use your brain cells, Sam. You're a smart guy. And be like, oh, Bobby's going through it right now. Maybe we should help him figure this out.
Right.
Like, he has done for us our whole lives. But he's lacking the ability to do that. He's lacking empathy. He's lacking any understanding of what Bobby is going through.
Poor Bob.
Because of what's happening, which we don't know, even though we're 5 episodes in. And I'm so mad. Eric Kripke, what are you doing?
What do you think? When do you think we're going to get more information? I'm not even figuring things out. Just get a little bit more information.
I did see on Instagram, I think, I did see the actual scene, like it randomly showed up the algorithm knew I was frustrated. It showed up and it showed the exact scene where we find out what's going on. I just don't know what episode that is. I hope it's episode 6. I pray it's episode 6. Watch
I'm
it
going to
be
say a
episode
crazy
20.
number.
Like,
I'm going to say a crazy number. I'm going to say
What
episode 10.
okay, so almost halfway through. I will
Yeah.
lose my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I think 6 and I think 10.
I think
Watch it be
20,
that we
but I
will
hope
be
it's
both
6.
wrong. Imagine, and maybe that's the issue. Maybe that's the issue. We didn't find out until it was near the end.
That would explain us thinking it's a bad season. I was
Yes.
really hoping that we were going to rewatch this season and be like, oh no, we were on something back then. Like, this is a great season.
No, we're
Our
definitely.
memory was correct.
Well, you have better memory than I do. I don't remember much, but I remember that it should have ended in season 5. Season 6 was not good. And that's it. And then obviously things were on the up and up after season 6.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say 100%. It's not going to be season 5 until like season 15, where it's like, what a great freaking season.
Yeah, because it's the wrap-up season. So
We'll have to, I feel like we're going to have to have like rankings at the end. And so far, season 6 is at the bottom.
Yes. We also should address our question list that we have to see what has been addressed at this point.
Yes.
Because some of the things were not addressed, and I don't think they're going to be addressed because they should have been addressed in the first 5 seasons.
Do they have to, though? I mean, they could bring up the past in future episodes. I mean,
I guess they could, but like since that was the
that was the time to do it.
I would have thought that it would have been there. All right, Croton Demon Virus. That kind of got figured out because it was like in the backseat. Okay, Mary knows Yellow-Eyed Demon. She recognizes him from when he was nursery. That wasn't addressed. Maybe that will get addressed later on.
Maybe.
Oh wait,
Maggie's
no, it does get addressed.
Does? Oh, what does?
It does get addressed because then so in the flashback episode where he goes back in time, we find out that she made the deal with the Yellow-Eyed Demon to bring John back.
Right.
Okay, so that got addressed. Maggie's doll come back later. That was that creepy doll episode that they kept fixating on the one doll. And I think I had wondered if it was going to come back later.
Right.
And it never did, at least so far.
I hope it doesn't come back.
Mary's family and friends with their deaths. That kind of got addressed this season because we see some of the Campbells that did survive.
Right. And they're young, so...
Yeah. But they're like second, third cousins.
Yeah.
We never found out who Bella's buyer is.
We'll never know. Wait, wasn't it Crowley?
I think we suspected it might be Crowley, but we never received confirmation.
Okay.
We don't know about Jesse. Does Dean have a fear of dogs after going to hell? I don't think we really have seen any dog episodes.
But I think he does.
Wasn't
it last season in... You remember the episode with all the gods? Was it that?
Well, there's a couple of episodes with dogs. There's the Yellow Fever one, I think it's called, where like the little Yorkie's chasing him and he's scared of everything.
There it is.
And then there's also the like Groundhog's Day episode where the dog, the golden retriever, keeps killing him. But like, I don't remember, when did he go to hell? He went to hell, I guess, at the end of season 3.
Yeah.
But like, were those before season 4? I don't know. I don't know if
I think that after he came back from hell, he's been approached by dogs and or the hellhounds.
I feel like he would definitely be scared of hellhounds.
Yes, but I think that hearing the barking or growling from an actual dog, he would also be scared of that.
I mean, that would be logical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to remember if we've seen. We'll have to keep taking note of that. Jesse didn't come back so far. Oh, and then do we ever find out what the 4 things besides Lucifer that the cult cannot kill? Not yet.
I don't think so.
But I think we still have more stuff with the cult, don't we?
Yeah, we have. I mean, the cult sticks around for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so we got some stuff resolved in the first 5 episodes. we'll see what happens with the next 10. Oh, I feel like we're talking a lot about the third man. That episode was so gross. That was like when you're like, you've mentioned this a couple of times where you're like, I always regret eating while watching Supernatural.
Yeah.
Like my head is itchy just thinking about that episode.
Yeah. Couldn't go wrong, went wrong in that episode. I feel like, I don't know. Well, any episode, what am I talking about? But it was just really, really icky. And then poor kid is just
heartbreaking. And then we had Cash's dry humor throughout.
Did Cass, we always have this dry humor. Did Cass like snap the memory of what happened to the kid away?
Not that I know of. Because like he was like, when he figured out it was Balthazar, he was like, okay, let's go. And he was going to leave the kid in the hotel, like the motel room. And they were like, are you just going to leave this kid here? Well, aren't the police going to come find him? Like he was just like, this is not my problem. So I don't think he even thought about that, because he even says like, I've been like a celestial being for the past year. I'm not used to your human nonsense. So he was definitely like old school Cass, because he had been away from the humans for a while. Like when Sam was like, what the hell? Like, do you like Dean more than me? Like, I've been calling you for like months, and like Dean calls you one time, and Cass is like, well, I do have like more of an emotional bond with Dean. Like, he's just like Cass being Cass.
That was awesome.
And that is why we have Destiel. Oh, here's a question I have. So in Weekend at Bobby, we find out that quote unquote monsters, and I say that because like you never know, they might not be. I don't like the word monster, because it's implying evil, and I don't know. I'm not even gonna, because we've learned that there's some monsters that are not. Like, is a baby inherently a monster? Right. But anyway, we learned that like types of species that typically are restricted to certain areas of the globe are coming, and they're within the United States. We have the Lamia from Greece and the Amaki from Japan, which also, it goes back to, we had this conversation before where we were like, do they hunt internationally? And Bobby says, I have only seen like an Amaki I've only seen them in Japan, implying that he has hunted in Japan.
Right.
So I like learning those little tidbits.
Just our boys don't travel internationally except for one time. And that's
I think that is the one time, and that's just specifically for Bobby. I don't think we find out why they're here. So maybe that's a clue also of what is leading up to the plot line of this season, and maybe like the next few seasons. Because I was like, oh, it never like really addresses why are they in the United States.
I just assumed we're still going through the apocalypse, but I guess the apocalypse ended when Sam went to hell.
Yeah, unless there's just still some people that got sent up from hell and they maybe got dumped in the United States. That could be an answer. I guess we'll find out. But that was one thing I noted, is that like we really don't know why they're there, if it means something larger. So just something to take note of. Because Rufus and Bobby are just like, that's super weird.
Yeah.
Oh, that was also funny with the wood chipper scene, which I can't believe those words just came out of my mouth. Because like I get like really freaked out by wood. But like how like the Amaki goes through the wood chipper, and Bobby's like, I thought your wood chipper wasn't working. She's like, oh, I said that so you would come over here. And he's I guess I can come over. And she's like, no.
Please shut down. I don't blame her one bit. But I really like the idea of him having a little buddy.
Yeah.
Not happening. Okay.
Yeah, because nothing really happened with him and Jody either. Jody is kind of his buddy.
Something was supposed to happen between him and Jody?
Well, they're kind of like mom and dad. Nothing needs to happen. But that could have been something that because they're kind of like the mom and the dad of the show.
You have a point there.
The good mom and dad.
Right.
Opposed to Mary and John. I'm such a hater.
Can't win them all.
The question is, am I a hater, John, also because Jeffrey Dean Morgan kills Stephen Yoon in The Walking Dead? Do I have crossover hate?
I think you do. I think you do.
It's okay, Jeffrey D. Morgan. I do love you.
If it wasn't
He's not a
for
good dad.
if it wasn't for The Walking Dead, I think you'd be perfectly fine with him.
Yeah. Well,
Listen,
no. He
did.
is objectively not a good father. Like, he loves his boys, but he's not a good father.
I was gonna say he did the best he could under the circumstances.
It was not good, though.
It was the 1980s.
I will. That's such an excuse for everything. It was the 80s. Things got weird back then. We had the satanic panic. Nobody knew what was going on. So
No.
I would argue that he did not do the best that he could, because if he truly wanted to abide by Mary's wishes, he would have taken them far away and raised them in the non-hunting life, because that was ultimately what her wish was. But his brain was so grief-stricken.
Brain or his heart? His heart.
Soul. Everything was so grief-stricken by losing Mary that he did not abide by her wish. He fell right into the trap of hunting. So under the hunting circumstances, he kind of did the best that he could. But like, ultimately, he was not abiding by what Mary would have wanted.
Yeah, I mean, he could have continued being ignorant about the hunting world, right? But he chose not to.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I think it's kind of hard to ignore.
Well, but a lot of people ignore really crazy things. The brain helps them ignore it and like rationalize. So he definitely could have done that.
We know a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really have anything else about these first 5. I hope it gets better. I mean, it's going to get better as an overall show, but I hope this season gets better. I hope we get more.
We shall see.
Like the meat of things.
We'll see episode 6.
Yeah.
Next episode, what's said.
Yeah.
Versus episode 10.
Well, unless you have any other final thoughts, listeners, let us know what you thought of season 6, episodes 1 through 5. The fact that we just squeezed all 5 episodes into one podcast
in less than an hour, I feel like less than an hour.
Yeah, says that all it needs to say
maybe
about
it's just that Erica didn't join us.
Yeah, that's true. I would be curious to see what she thought, though.
We'll see.
We'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to chat offline or off air about what she thought about first 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, listeners, let us know what you thought about season 6, episodes 1 through 5. We are on Instagram at GABbin Podcast, or email us at GABbinPodcast@gmail.com. And
thanks for listening to GABbin. Go check us out on Instagram, like and follow us. Check out our other episodes. We are on all the major platforms where you can find your podcast. Feel free to buy us a coffee.
Please do. We need it.
Talk to you next week. Thanks for listening to GABbin.
GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin. We're GABbin.